I loved Hogwarts Legacy a lot. I've completed it 2 times, and after all, I can't help but keep thinking about how much of the game potential was wasted. Let's take a quick look at the things that disappointed lots of players of Hogwarts Legacy game. First of all, it is sad how indifferent and disconnected all the characters in the world are. You don't get any vivid reaction from anybody, let alone neither of your attitudes have consequences. The game presents a wholesome, elaborated world, and you want to belong to it because it's so detailed with so many locations and NPCs. And yet somehow you're absolutely alone in this world. Even those characters who seem to offer a full storyline, like Sebastian Sallow, Natio Nye and Poppy Sweeting, they don't act like they care about your very existence. Whatever lines and dialogues you choose doesn't make any difference for how the story unfolds. That is why some players even think that it actually makes more sense and playing process more fun and captivating if you barely skip the plot dialogues and just sort of watch a movie of cutscenes there. And so no matter how hard you try to make those characters like you or on the contrary freeze them out, they just don't care, and it's so sad. I mean, I wanted to see how life goes in the wizarding world, make a part of it maybe, but not just read letters that I kind of steal from random people who are not even aware of me intruding their homes. I'd love to feel that I'm something more than just a blank spot for everybody else in the game. Next thing that many people didn't understand is that why is there no option to switch between seasons after you have completed the plot? I mean, again, we have seen all of the seasons beautifully pictured in Hogwarts Legacy. Yellow leaves and pumpkins in autumn, cherry blossoms and puddles on the ground in spring, winter, beautiful snowy landscapes. What I personally loved very much are those funny interactable snowmen in winter. But after you've made it through the plot, the time stands still and there's an endless summer, which is a little disappointing too. Then there's another seemingly small detail, but it bugged me a lot. Why on earth were the developers too lazy or too indifferent to actually make anybody at the final feast say the name of your house out loud? After taking down Ranrock, the plot is basically over, and yet the school year still goes on. Look at the statistics, almost 47% of the players defeated Ranrock and unlocked the corresponding achievement. And then almost a half of them decided to drop at this point. And so only 23% of players made it to the final feast actually. And to say even more, the final feast is just one cutscene, but you have to do a lot of stuff, collect a ton of pages and complete a decent amount of pretty generic side quests to make it to the finals and to see your house get in a school cup. And what expects you there? They just refer to the main character as they and to the main character's house as their house. I would really appreciate to hear at least one house-exclusive phrase in here, and I don't believe it would be too difficult of a job for game creators to have added that we are celebrating for Slytherin or whatever here. And you know, I just finished for Slytherin and Ravenclaw. I don't know, maybe Professor Weasley would put more efforts if it were for Gryffindor, but it didn't feel right. And yet another thing that I didn't get and didn't like, I'm speaking about the wand appearances. Anybody has any clue what's the point? I mean, of all the loot in the game, which is mostly next to useless, the wand appearances are the least needed or fun things. Because let's see, we can loot the decoration style pieces. This is clear for those who fancy spending time in the room of requirement and want to fashion it up and refashion it according to every mood and or season. Fine, you will see the result of your work. It's visual, it makes sense. The same about outfits and various cool robes and stuff. It does look cool and you can enjoy the visual picture during your playing sessions. Plus, some of the outfits contain awesome references to the lore. But what is it with the wands? You don't see the way the wand looks like. The appearances don't change the wand's traits or power or anything. It is absolutely pointless, and yet we have like a million of those wands out there. Plus, it directly contradicts the lore. You cannot change your wand in any way, you cannot repair a broken one or restyle the one that you got. So why do we have so many of those? And how are we supposed to even know which one is currently in use? Or is it just another artifact of a cut-out game mechanics that the developers just forgot to erase completely? And I could speak more about the broken in-game economy or the lack of any morality system. But if you also want to see some positive things, check out my video about the real house differences which actually can be found in the game. And thank you for your attention. See you at Hogwarts. Knox.